Live from Whitfield Film Studio. This is episode 4 of I'm in Control podcast. I know it's been a while, but we back.
We back, baby.
We back.
Did you miss me?
What?
Wouldn't it be us?
True.
No, it's never us.
Yeah, it's her. Nobody missed her. Okay, so today we're gonna talk a little bit about dependent versus independence in like relationships, friendships, family. That could be emotional, financial, all that good stuff. But let's start with emotional, like dependence or independence. What do y'all think that really means? And it could be in any type of relationship if you have an example. So we'll start with Janae.
Okay, so for me, only because I feel like I was emotionally dependent, I feel like it is based on you not being able to make any type of move without someone else, the consideration of someone else, or you're so dependent on them approving it, not approving it, what they think, what they don't think, that you literally don't take any steps.
Okay.
So that's what I feel like dependence is.
I agree, because anytime you have to get someone to co-sign 5 times on the same question, you're emotionally dependent.
Is that a bad thing though?
Oh, I think 5 times co-sign is like overtime.
Okay,
It's
2
like,
times.
I think hit dogs are hollering right
You
now.
sound like Tank 2 times.
We don't want to talk about Tank right now. Not about that. But 2 times might mean you like it.
I'm just saying.
It's not. I don't think that there's anything wrong. Like, for me, it's like out of the in the multitude of counselors there is wisdom. But don't let the multitude be like the same question if you have asked everybody in your family, all of your
She's
friends.
talking about me.
This sounds like why I said examples.
She tried to
Didn't give any
But you're talking
But I said give an example. You're an example.
Maybe an example.
I'm a Libra, so basically what you're saying is,
Yeah.
I mean,
We did the same thing.
no, you're a Libra, I'm on the 1st, so I started the 1st, you're the 14th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're just 2 different Libras.
She's like, honey.
But Libras are very indecisive. Are we
Right.
not?
I agree.
We're very indecisive.
Yes.
You'll probably ask Janae, but you won't ask like 5 people. If you do, it's like, okay, but you've already made up your mind. I literally want everybody to be like, okay.
But
And I take the more, like the polls on Insta where it's like 90%.
You take those like seriously.
Yeah. I'm like,
Seriously.
okay, if they said do blonde hair this week and not black hair.
No, this is what I get. So, Mom, I just talked to Janae and Charity, and they told and Kamisha,
Yeah.
and Makia,
Yeah.
and Marilyn. The
And
only
Dad.
person and Marilyn.
Maybe not that.
But
But
is
she
that
only said that, and I
think
said,
that's normal.
Kamisha, here's the deal. You have gotten 5 different opinions, and it's still your decision.
Right.
And so you have to stop now and just make a decision that's going to be good for you. So since she put herself out there, I'm going to let her say it. Well, yeah.
that's emotional though? Like is that considered
I was
she's emotionally dependent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I ask people that are important to me because I'm like, okay, if they like it, then it's cool. Even though I'm already thinking
Well,
whether I like
like
it or not.
Maybe that's more codependence.
See, I think emotion
emotion
like
on the couch, I guess.
what?
Like a shrink, y'all are my shrinks. So.
I'm thinking emotionally independent. I'm a Libra, the real one, and I have no feelings. So
Right,
I
yeah,
feel like I don't have to go to somebody else
True.
to make me feel okay, if that makes sense. Like if I'm in a relationship, I'm not gonna go to somebody else looking for those emotions that I already have.
I know what you're
gotcha.
saying. So I still feel like for me, I was emotionally dependent. I was depending on you to
Validate?
not necessarily like strike an emotion in me. So like, like so this person, okay, if I talk to this person,
Yeah.
I will become happy. If this person says, "Oh, you look pretty today,"
Yeah.
like that is emotional dependence instead of me looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And like, girl, you look cute today. Like today.
Like you are now.
That
That was in your 20s, though. That was in your 20s.
But I don't have that.
Okay, so we're saying emotionally dependent, independent.
I do not need any type of approval from
She
anyone.
straddles the fence.
Oh, what do you mean?
I almost
I think
turned my chair.
I think
I almost told her to turn off the cameras. This is
I think you straddle the fence.
I straddle the thing.
You do.
Because she's a Gemini, so you're a twin.
No, the
Gemini
Gemini, like
yeah.
I be like, girl, bye.
No.
It depends-
Mom, in what world?
Yeah, it depends on your mood. It depends on what it is.
It depends on which twin is talking.
Yeah.
So like if it's your fierce, like nobody can tell me anything
Yeah.
part of Gemini.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if it is your emotional dependent side of your Gemini,
Yeah.
you very much.
Very much so.
Give me an example.
I got an example. When we just got here,
What?
should I have my shoulder down, my braids back, or should I? Am I lying?
Right. Okay.
That's what we mean.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
Oh, but I don't think that's emotional
Like, should
dependency.
he like
I'm
the
just-
lashes, or do I not
I'm
need to do
just-
these lashes? Like,
I don't think that's
stuff like
emotional
that.
dependency, though.
That is
I
doing
just
what
think
your
it
emotions.
So it sounds like we all have different ideas of what
Yeah.
emotional
Maybe we should look
dependency
at
is.
the Webster's dictionary.
Yeah, we should. We'll look up the Webster's dictionary. We'll get back to
Yeah, we'll put it like down there.
Don't have it down below. Like that.
Okay, other than emotional independence, dependence, what are your thoughts on financial independence? So,
Oh.
when I'm gonna speak in,
You want to do it?
well, it sounds like you're gonna do it. So go ahead.
So, are we talking about just male and female?
Yeah,
Just financial independence.
yeah.
Okay, I just think everybody should be financially independent.
Okay.
And walk into relationships, friendships, any type of relationship, you should be financially independent. Because if you become dependent upon somebody else to
Right.
make sure that your needs are taken care of, and you have to wait for them to give you things, then remember, this is about being in control. You no longer have the control; they have
That
the
is
control.
absolutely right.
So they
Yeah.
control when you shop, what you
Yeah.
purchase, what you can do, what you cannot do. And a lot of my dad was the entrepreneur. My mom didn't work, so mom was stay-at-home mom. But my mom was not codependent on my dad. Like he brought in the finances, but he didn't control her.
Right.
He didn't control her at all. But some people, if you're in a relationship, even if it's a friendship, and they're happy to give you money or help you out, they're controlling you as well. Telling you, why are you shopping if you don't have any money? I mean, I just loaned you $100.
I mean, that's valid though.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, if you're asking a friend for money, you shouldn't be out shopping.
Right.
That's just
Right.
personal.
Right.
I agree.
But-
I agree. I just feel like for a lot of women, especially, there's this dream that's being sold to women to find you a man who has a whole bunch of money so you can stay at home and raise children.
That sounds great.
Okay. It sounds great. It sounds great if the person is willing to, like she just said, not, oh, why did you go to Subway today? Oh, I saw that you did this today.
Do you think that's really happening
No,
though?
that is happening. I know people who borrow money
From
from
their
their
spouses.
spouses,
Yeah.
which is absolutely.
Is that a thing?
That's
Yeah.
a thing,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is insane.
It's
No,
sad.
But it's, I thought once you get married, it's like everybody's money.
Not
It is
everybody has.
everybody's
Not
money.
everybody has a joint.
Mark
account.
and I,
Some people
Mark and I have that. It's not his money.
Yeah,
my
it's
money.
our money.
You know, like with Martin and Gina, nothing but the joint account.
Right.
You know, take it from the joint account.
That's a good point to bring up. What happened when he bought that TV? The Hashitashi.
But then she went and got, what did she
She
bought?
went and
Some
shoes.
Donna Karen, I don't know. She bought something.
Remember? And that was in the 90s.
Yeah,
This is a big
but see, Marcus and I have never had that. And then, like my sister Marilyn's in the studio with us today. Marilyn was that perfect stay-at-home wife, and
Right.
William would bring the money home and
But
just
he
say,
never-
"Baby, do it."
never.
But he never controlled it
Never.
like that. It's like,
But-
"Baby, what do you want?"
But
So-
these younger men are not.
They're
are
not- they
not
don't
like
think like our dad.
I would say this. I would just implore any person, no matter what your financial situation is, always have the ability to make your own money.
Exactly.
I managed in eviction for 8 years.
Okay.
And a lot of women would call in tears because their house had just been foreclosed on. The husband had taken the money out of the joint account. They did not know because they didn't handle
Access.
one bill.
Exactly.
Okay, so if he does pay for all the bills,
Yeah.
still know where the money's going.
Exactly.
Go check the mail. I know people who don't even check the mail.
Well, first of all, it's 2019. Nothing's coming in the mail. So what are you checking?
But still, you're
all-
foreclosing
everybody
your
pays
privilege.
It's all online.
your
fine.
foreclosure notices are coming through the mail.
Okay.
They're coming
Charity
straight
wouldn't know
by
anything
mail.
about that because
But it's not even your husband.
Because what?
because-
Don't even know. We're not doing it. Not today.
no,
No, sweetie.
no, because you're a great money manager. Is what
Yes,
I'm
you
saying.
are.
So you don't worry
But you
about
should
stuff like
always
that.
have your own.
It's not what you were saying. It's a word.
You should always have your own money.
And it's not just marriage, because people are now they're partners, so they live together. So it's what is your comfortability? Like how
With-
comfortable are you? I am like Janae. I think everybody should have their own money somewhere. So even if you're the stay-at-home person, mom, dad, whomever,
Right.
I think if there is some allowances given or
Right.
something, you save some, you spend some.
Right.
You don't spend everything someone gives you. You got to have a stash somewhere that you can have that own independence.
Okay,
I think
so-
that's how you stay in control.
So, Kamisha, if you had the choice between marrying rich or you're like baller by yourself over here, but somebody who's not necessarily matching you,
I would never date below me. You already know that.
you wouldn't.
Oh my
Never.
God.
I mean, not in the back. Let me fix that. Not in the bad way. First
But
of all,
that's how you
no,
know.
mom
That's
taught. Come
different.
on, mom. No, that's different. Mom taught us. Come on, mom taught us to.
But if you're, that would mean you're financially.
I'm financially secure. I have been for
Right,
many,
so-
many years. So I can't date someone that. How can I? I
I
just
mean,
can't.
it
But
can be a
if you're-
threshold.
Let me finish. I want someone that I can look up to. I want someone that if I know I have a certain amount of money in the bank,
Yeah.
I want to feel like he has more that I can aspire to have. Or we can be right
Okay.
here. I cannot be here as a woman and he's here.
Oh, you know
I'm at a
this?
certain age, a woman of a certain age. I would have if I was still 25, maybe even
Right.
30,
Uh-huh.
and I would give him space to grow.
Right.
But
Right.
if I did all that in my 20s and I was, making great money and greater money now, I can't date somebody. I can't raise a man.
You
not
always. You don't even know the rest of the word.
Okay, Michelle. Michelle, did I answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, so you didn't pick either one. So
No, I'm saying
you would you
I
marry
want the man-
rich?
I would love to marry rich, but guess what? I'm a hustler, baby. I'm gonna make
Okay.
double.
So you're saying you have your
I'm
own.
Beyonce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that
No,
escalated.
No,
That's
Beyonce meaning like she compliments Jay-Z. She says it in her song.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Come on.
We just got to figure out where you're going.
No,
Okay.
but I still like Beyonce.
Oh,
I'm just saying. I'm gonna help her.
Charity, what about you?
Who am I? Are you asking
Okay,
that?
so
Am I
we know-
financially?
The same question you just asked.
I mean, I would probably marry rich,
Yeah, you're not gonna marry someone beneath you.
but but I'm saying
Well, what are we saying?
if he wasn't even a
he's
good,
rich,
this is
though.
bad to say. If he didn't have all the attributes that I had, but he was rich, I'd still be like, oh, I'll probably date him because he's rich.
Charity.
oh.
But
But money don't buy
That-
happiness.
No,
Y'all gotta come back.
we're not saying that. We're not saying that. Okay, just on T-Guy's podcast the other
Yeah.
day, he asked Tiny, they were talking about
Right.
relationships and all that, and she said that Candy's mom, I think it's Aunt Joyce, told her when she was 16 to marry for security first, love second. I don't agree with that, but women do
Ooh.
marry for security. I want to marry for pure love
Don't
and
do
then
it.
security.
What is love,
No,
Kanisha?
what do you mean?
Is anybody really marrying for love? All honesty.
I really, honestly,
you
yeah.
are marrying for
I have to be madly
Hold
in
up.
love with you.
Your father?
Yeah.
When I met your dad?
I was
Country
about to say,
bumpkin.
he's loving her today.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Drinking
when
her
I
bath water.
No.
Ew.
No.
Blooper.
When because Marcus and now that one of us were in a wealthy place, when my parents got married, my father had a 9th grade education.
Yeah.
My mom had a high school
That's
education.
totally different. Everybody was getting married at like
That was a-
10 back then.
That
So
was in the 19.
that was like what you did.
But I'm just saying, even when Mark and I started dating, I was from Dallas. I'm from the city. He was from
Okay.
a small town,
Right.
Denton, Texas. It's not the Denton that it is today.
Yeah.
He wore hush puppies.
We know.
And
Jerry
he
curl.
wore those.
We
belt
discussed
buckle.
that in episode 3.
Yeah, all of that. So it was. I had dated some really losers who had money. So money doesn't mean everything. You
Right.
cannot put money before you put fall.
Okay,
I think
so
you should have a plus or minus. Like I feel
Yeah.
like you could go below. So like let's say no,
Five
we're just
below? How low?
we're just gonna say you make $100,000.
Right.
If someone made $90,000,
I would do that.
That's not
Yeah,
a
that's
on my
not-
level. He's on my level. We're in the same
Right,
tax
but
bracket.
I
But I
understand.
can't make 100 and he's making 40. That's not gonna happen.
You can't be like owning Chick-fil-A and he works at Chick-fil-A.
Girl. Come on.
Okay, so
She knows if we brought somebody home like that, she would say no.
Circling-
I have a very expensive
No,
lifestyle.
I would
couldn't.
say no. I would say to.
I'm just saying, meaning. If
you don't have to explain.
You're okay.
But circling all of it back, so y'all factored emotional independence or independence more to other people around you, not significant others. I don't know if y'all realize that. You were talking more of like friendships, family. Those are the people y'all go to.
Yeah.
Like with that, but financial wise, y'all came to like right off top,
Yeah.
Right.
whoever like your
Right.
husband,
Right.
boyfriend, dating, whatever. Why is that?
Because it's just exactly what you said, how we're geared to think, I'm speaking as a woman, that a man should support you financially.
Right.
And not
But
the other way?
I've been married 20 years and I feel like it needs to flip at some point. Like there are going to be times where you need emotional support.
Right.
It's not necessarily emotional dependence, but you do need emotional support. So you look to that for your spouse. But whenever people talk about a man who say, girl, he's handsome, he's tall, he
can't marry.
money,
He make
got a
money.
nice
You can't
job."
marry for that.
Because it goes for security. So it makes sense that we want to feel secure financially. But let me tell you, you can't expect him to have good credit and you don't have good
Oh
credit.
yeah, come on.
You get in control
You
of
can't
your
have the
whole
500.
life.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
it's just more like I understand like being equally yoked in those ways.
Right. That's
like,
the word we're looking for.
yeah,
Equally
I
yoked.
want
We,
to
you.
be, but I don't like it to where people are staying in relationships strictly
For
based
money.
on that person has money, but they're treating you like crap. So they're treating you like crap, but you get your hair done.
What
They're
did
treating you like crap
What did they
or
say
whatever.
on in the comments about Fabulous and Emily?
Oh, I know.
It was
bad.
Okay, so backstory
PDA
first.
in
Backstory.
public.
Tell them
Oh,
what
okay.
the picture was.
So the
On
picture
the shade
was
room.
they were like, a lot of PDA. It was on the shade room, and Emily B, which is a celebrity
Right.
stylist, love her, and then Fabulous, the rapper, legendary
Right.
rapper. They're together. They had some issues last year.
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence, really,
Right.
really bad.
That was an issue.
He
Knocked
knocked her teeth- he knocked her teeth
out.
out.
But this was something that became public to
Yes.
us. It had been going on for many, many years,
Right.
right? So, anyways, everybody's like, we were rooting for you, Emily. She takes him back, whatever. So we see it on the shade room over the weekend that he was showing her like all this love, and everybody in the comments, like 10,000 comments, like, oh girl, after 20 years, he's finally putting you on his Insta. He's finally showing love to you. And one of the comments said, and it was good, PDA in public, but domestic violence in private.
Right.
And it's like a lot of like, we're in love, we're the perfect
But
family,
then
we have
he's
a beautiful
knocking your
baby.
teeth
And
out.
once the picture's off, it's like, girl,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
No, but
That's
see,
sad.
I came from the first marriage with domestic violence, and that's just the romance part. It goes hand in hand. It's still a piece of control. So they don't want you to get too far away from
But
them.
she's
so they'll
financially
She's financially
dependent.
dependent on Fabulous because
Yeah.
obviously he's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? She's a celebrity stylist, so being linked to this guy
Yeah.
gets her clients.
Right.
She's had children with them, so it's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of neediness. I think at this point, it's like I've been with him 20 years. We had two
Right.
kids together. You know what I mean? He took in my daughter when he didn't have to. It's a
I think
lot.
the thing that we're all missing is the equally yoked, as Sinead's talking about, and that equally yoked is just emotionally, physically, emotionally, just equally, spiritually,
all the way around.
all
the way
it's
around.
it's got to be a 360 approach, and I think that's what's missing in the conversation. Yes, you should have some emotional support from your spouse or significant other.
Right.
You should. And I think it's more like what you're saying, how we've been wired. We've been wired
Right.
that men are just our financial piece, our dependent piece financially, but they shouldn't give us anything emotionally. So you go to your girlfriends for that.
Yeah.
Right.
You call them
And
for
you
those
can be too
assurance.
much on
Yeah.
And then when you come in the house, you do want kind of the Ward and June Cleaver. Y'all don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Good
can
to
you like new
Can we,
age?
can we even say
comes
Claire
in?
Huxtable?
Who come?
Okay, newer. Keep going.
Martin
Martin
and
Gina.
Gina.
Keep going. This decade.
Blackish.
Bo and
Andre. Bo and Andre.
Yeah.
Bo and Andre.
Rainbow and Andre.
Yeah, Rainbow and
Okay,
Andre.
so and so you do want that kind of even when
Will and
Tisha
Jada.
Cam.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Something like that. like that. But I think that we do want that, hey honey, I'm home, get that kiss, you know, be able to debrief your life with somebody else.
And then he hands you $1,000.
And they debrief.
In what world is that happening though?
Girl,
Okay, so if I'm home and I'm drained and I just feel like crazy, whatever, then Mark said, you just need to go rest your brain.
Oh, God.
Well, first of all, that's like a
That's
black. That's like a black person's medicine. Like, go lay down,
Go lay down.
and you'll feel better.
But what I'm saying is, he really does feel that emotional side. Like he will say, "Come on, let's sit down. You need to just debrief yourself." And then if he comes home and he's not feeling well, you just sit there and you talk and you be with your partner and you help them walk through those tough times. So I believe that it should go hand in hand.
So how do you find out if you can get that early on? That emotion. I mean, you can obviously, you're not going to ask how much do you make on the first date, but you can kind of gauge from what they do. But emotionally, how do you figure that out?
You figure that out just by them being attentive to you. If somebody is listening to you, like if after you dated someone a couple of times, they should know a little bit about you. You know? So if they can tell if you're kind of sad, if you're down, and somebody's just asking you about your day, like how was your day, and really asking you how was your day.
And it's not like suck it up, buttercup. Like if you come home and say, "Oh my God, I had the worst day." Oh, women, y'all are
so drama.
It's not like it's not like that person necessarily might go all off into the details, but it's a genuine. I'm sorry you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
What she said?
Pour a glass of wine. I mean, yeah, she'll drink Dr. Pepper.
With a little lemon.
That's so weird.
But I do want to shout out my cousin Lakia. What I love about her and her relationship is that I feel like her fiance caters to her emotional needs.
Right.
Because Kia is like emotionally needy like me, which I don't think that is bad. She is a Gemini.
But you just said y'all weren't emotionally needy.
Yeah, see how that came back? See?
But what I do love about my future cousin Reggie is that he caters to her emotional needs. So, I don't know everything about the guy, but out of all the guys that she's dated or whatever, I feel like he caters to that side of her. Like when she wants to come home and, because she's so strong, and you know, like the memes that say check on your strong friend, I think he caters to that. And he knows like,
somebody check on me.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I need.
But again, let's go back to Marilyn and William. Marilyn William was the same way. Like he would work all day, he'd come home, and she would just take care of his emotional needs. And then, oh my gosh, let anything go wrong with Marilyn. Baby, what is it?
I'm taking off work.
I'll be there right now. What you need? What you need?
That's what you need.
Okay.
I would know that.
But I feel like it's not necessarily, everybody doesn't have that. So it's more about how do you get to that.
Right.
And I think the first, like what Charity asks is, when you see that, you can tell up front. We just choose to overlook certain things because he is cute, because he does drive this type of car. But then what happens is, as time goes on, you realize that it's something that, this is not working. So like if he's not making money, or if he's not, if he is just looking to you to always do certain things, and you're going out and you're doing the work, but that's just not, if you are fine with him not working, that's on you. But for the most part, I think women would like a person that's at least matching, if not going a little bit above or beyond where they are, and even if he's not making as much money, he could be doing other things.
Compensating for that.
That he still brings stuff, home, or
bring a flower.
I mean, but it's still something you can do.
But emotional support comes with children too. Like if you have children, it's not just your responsibility. It's like Ricky said. Oh, I went back old.
You went too old.
So when people come home and just say that's a wife's duty or that's a mom's duty to feed the baby, to make sure everything is done, take care of it. But if somebody is sharing that, they helping you emotionally as well, because they know you're drained. If you've been at home all day, and you just feel the child.
Millennial marriages are doing that though.
What?
Like, we're pregnant.
Oh yeah.
It's a requirement that this person is the man and
not
the
all
woman.
of them.
But I know, but
that are like, you the mama, you the mama.
they go to the doctor's appointments. It's shared. It's a whole
shared
thing.
responsibility.
But I think it needs to be said prior to you having children what your expectation is of that person.
Exactly.
Because a person can't read your mind of what it is you need. Just because your dad got up in the middle of the night as she slept, his way of doing it was taking care of y'all in the middle of the night. That
Right.
was his way to help her. So you can just automatically have an expectation of a person to do that for you, but they might not be wired
Right.
that
They might
way.
not be
So
raised
you
that way.
have to
Yeah.
have
You ask those questions.
discussions like, hey, what do you think about parenting? Are we co-parenting?
But you know what? Just
Or
to
what
kind
are
of
we
talk
doing?
about that, not to cut you off,
Right.
but Mom and I talk about this all the time, and it might be on our questions. But in dating, I know girlfriends are not associates. I just know people that don't ask enough questions because they're like, I don't want to come off as like too inquisitive or, oh, she talks too much. She asks too much. Should they rather just wait 6 months? And I'm like, you didn't know he just got divorced? I asked that on like date 3, like, or dates. I know it before I even go on a date with you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Were you
I'm gonna
recently
ask.
married?
Were you recently married? Does somebody think she's married to you? Does somebody think she's your fiance? You have a girlfriend. You got a baby on the way.
Right.
You never gotten rid of a baby. I'm asking all those
Do you
questions.
sponsor abortion?
You sponsor abortions. I mean, like.
I mean, is that anybody's business?
Yes, it's my business.
Yes,
It is.
you need to know.
I need to know if you out there thinking that's okay. But that's a whole nother topic.
It really
But what
is.
I'm
We
saying
can't even
is,
jump
I feel
in.
like you don't, like, women and men won't waste a lot of time if they ask the proper questions.
At
you
the
know what I
beginning.
mean? At the beginning.
To figure out-
You can't wait 3 months and be like, oh God, he's a jerk.
Yeah.
You'll know that before y'all
You're like,
even-
oh, he doesn't.
Or she's
Or
a
she's-
jerk.
or she's a
Or
jerk.
she's lazy, or she's the bum. You know,
Yeah.
she's a horrible baby mama, whatever.
Oh,
You gotta find those things out.
That's sad.
Because they're all
Triggered.
Is Janae Aiko? Okay, so we'll start with Janae.
Okay.
How do you think people can stay in control, like, I guess, in their relationships to let people know what kind of support that they need, you know, financially or emotionally?
I feel like what it is in order to not be emotionally dependent, you have to be comfortable with your own voice. And so, but then also give people those expectations of what you want from them or what you feel like you need for you. And then vice versa, you have to accept that for them.
Okay. June speaks.
Just be very honest and open at the very beginning of a relationship with what expectations are.
Okay. Nisha?
Mom really took mine.
She always takes yours. You don't even know how to stay in control.
I know.
Gosh, well, that was episode 4 of I'm in Control podcast. Y'all follow us on Instagram. What is it? I'm in Control.
I'm in control.
I'm the Charity E.
I'm Nisha. Oh,
I am June Speaks.
And as y'all know, I'm just Janae.
Okay, we'll catch y'all next time.
See ya.